Good morning, how the devil are you? Good, I'm glad to hear it. So I'm back down here at the lake with the S550 frame. So, since the last video, obviously I was getting those DCM bad heading readings coming up on screen, and hopefully now you can actually see what I see on screen because I have a screen recorder about damn time. As I was editing the video, I went off and looked up what that means. Now that's to do with interference. Sorry about the sniffling and maybe a bit of a cough now every now and then. I'm just getting over a cold, so apologies about that. Anyway, DCM bad heading. That's to do with interference from the compass. I won't go into the full details, but if you search for APM and DCM bad heading, you'll get a description of that. So I've switched to the externally mounted. I'm pointing at it. You can't see because you're looking at the video from the camera, which is mounted to the drone. So I've switched to the external compass, and hopefully that's going to solve some issues. Well, and we'll try. So first of all, excuse me. Yeah, you're going to hear that a lot. Sorry about that. All my switches are okay. Actually, that switch wasn't okay. Let's get my transmitter on. Beep.
Mode stabilize.
Mode stabilize. So let's
Armed. Waypoints received.
Now I don't know why I'm not getting all the motors spinning up when it's armed. I would very much like that, but never mind. We're pretty clear right now. We're pretty good.
Disarmed.
It's disarmed itself. Try that again.
Armed.
Chill out, you fool. I was just checking for people. Right, let's go. Right, so let's just get it stable. We'll pop into altitude.
Mode altitude hold.
There you go. So the wind is nice and light today, so we should be pretty good. We're drifting a little bit, obviously, because there is a little bit of wind. And I am correcting back here. So first thing is try loiter.
Mode loiter.
And let's see what it does. Now I'm watching the drone here. You can't see it, obviously, because your point of view is mounted on the drone. I will have a little inset window with the with my tablet view, just keeping an eye out for people. But you know what? That's holding fairly well, actually. That's not too bad. It's fighting the wind a little bit. Hopefully you're not going to see too much of that in the video. Let's see if we can drop down a little bit, lower the altitude, and let's go for a fly. Now I'm being extremely careful here because I am in GPS hold mode, and GPS hold mode has been a bit of a bugger. Oh, I don't seem to be doing too bad. The altitude is fluctuating somewhat. It is obviously using a barometer, not
Battery
an
at 90%.
battery at 90%. Thank you. It is using a built-in barometer rather than an what do you call those things? Ground sensing radar. So the altitude isn't going to be perfect, but in the RG chassis, they are shielded. The barometers are shielded, so that should insulate it a little bit from the wind. But obviously there's going to be fluctuation because of the wind. And do you know what? I am not seeing DCM bad heading. I'm not seeing any problems. We seem to be doing quite well. Rates are a little slow. I do need to tune. I did say in the last video I haven't tuned the rates, so I do need to do that. It's a little bit slow in GPS mode, but that's okay since GPS mode is working. Hello. Oh, mind that tree. Whoop, that there just dropped a bit in the wind. I've just had to up the thingy altitude a little bit to compensate up the throttle. But we're doing quite well here. Let's give it a bit of altitude, shall we? There we go. Battery at 80%, reading 10.4 volts. I have now adjusted my low voltage cutoff to 9.9 volts. So we will see what that comes out at when it we'll see what the resting voltage of the pack is when it eventually decides that enough is enough. Hey, this is not doing too badly. It's a little slow. Seems to be tilted in mid-air. Seems to be rolling. Okay, I'm going to take it out of loiter. Let's bring it into altitude hold. So I can bring it in a little bit. Obviously I'm having to fight the wind now. The GPS is not doing the job for me. Now what I'm going to try and do with this cell, back into loiter, there we go. Mode loiter. Dipping a little bit, don't dip too close to that. We're very close to the war memorial there. There's a guy walking his dogs down by the lake. As long as he's not coming up here, that's good. Now this is telling me battery at 70% and it's only reading 10 volts. So I may have actually miscalculated because I think 3.2 volts per cell is what I was good. Well, 3.2, 3.3, here we go. It's wind picked up a little bit and it did rise. So the barometer is not that great at shielding itself from interference. So, but you know, it's a, oh, hello, it really dipped down. But it's, it's a barometer, so it's going to be sensitive to wind pressure. So if I'm doing mad maneuvers with it like that, then it's gonna. Well, I wasn't doing mad maneuvers, was I really? But never mind. So battery. What I'm going to do with the battery is run it to 9.9. So run it until it tells me off. Now I shouldn't fly over that way. I may have to cut this portion of the video out, because there's a lot of houses over there. And the next cell I'm going to move further down by the lake and go fly from there. Hello, how you doing? I'm good, thank you. Sometimes it's really difficult to see the orientation of this when it's in the air. Yeah, sorry, I'm going to run the battery down to 9.9 volts. Theoretically that's 3.3 volts per cell, because this is a 3S pack. And then I will see
Battery at 60%.
60% what the resting pack voltage is, because that's the important thing really. Let's just have a quick check, and we've got about a 5-minute flight time so far, so that's not so bad. That's not so bad. First, to be honest, flight time, stuff like that, I'm really not necessarily bothered about at the moment. I'm more interested in getting stable flight, which we seem to be doing okay with right now. I see a little bit wobbly up there, you can't see that. Come on, let's bring it down a bit, because we are going to start to get a low battery warning soon. Tower is showing me 9.9 volts, which should have kicked in already. Well, 10, 9.8, 9.9. Yeah, I'm sure tower should have kicked in already. Low battery, sorry. Okay, that'll do. Let's take it out of loiter. Whoa. Okay, my throttle was a bit low there. I didn't realize I was in loiter. Whoops. Ooh, nearly went over.
Disarmed.
There we go. Now my pack resting voltage, according to this, is 11.2, 11.4, which is good, because that's around storage charge level. And we're at 7 minutes 17 flight time. So that's good. That's not bad. That's pretty damn good. I'm pretty happy with that. So it seems to be working fairly well. Okay, I'm going to cut this video here for now. And I'm going to go and move further down by the lake, and let's go fly down there. Now, I did come out nice and early this morning. It's only 10 to 9 in the morning. I did want to come out a bit earlier, but hell, it's a Sunday, so what are you going to do? I'm not getting up at 6 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. Screw that shit. Right, so let's cut here. Goodbye. Okay, welcome back. As I said, moved a little bit closer to the lake now. Now, I'm going to try and trust this thing to get me up over the lake and see how we go. There is somebody coming, so let's get up in the air. Oh, turn your transmitter on. There we go.
Mode stabilize.
Stabilize. Armed.
Waypoints received.
Up we go. Let's get it into loiter. Just come back over this way a bit because there is somebody coming with this dog. So we'll let them pass. We get a bit of altitude. Now I would be interested to see what this footage comes out like when it comes to the edit, because it'd be interesting to see what the display on the tablet actually shows me, because I can't see that myself, really. Not when I'm looking at the drone anyway. Let's get out of this guy, let's get out of this out of the way of this guy and this dog. That's pretty high right now. Doesn't tell me what. Oh, 20 meters. It's hovering up there pretty well. Let's pan around and have a look. And my gimbal was being a little bit fussy when I was on the ground then. Hopefully it's going to be okay.
Battery at 90%.
Battery at 90. Way up out of this guy's way. Okay, he's moving off. Let's come down. Coming down quite quickly. Oh, hello dogger. Damn, son. This thing don't half make a noise. Let's bring it down to, there we go, that's a bit more of a reasonable altitude. Just have to get up out of the way there, out of this guy's dog's way. It's moving off a little bit. Let's go for a fly. We're on a 2-minute flight time already. I'm keeping an eye on the battery voltage because I don't think the low battery alarm is set properly for some reason. It should be, but it didn't fire off and it got to 9.9 volts then, so I don't know why. So
Battery at 80%.
thank you. Battery at 80%. Ah, hello duckies. Let's get out over the lake a little bit. It's quite nice around here. I'll give them that, it is quite nice. Losing a bit of altitude. That's very difficult for me to see the orientation of that drone from here. Obviously I guess this is something that will come with time and experience. This is going remarkably well. This is going remarkably well. Sorry, I'm craning to look straight up at the moment. That's why I sound a bit funny. I think I've been stung. Oh, no, I was being bitten. Ow!
Battery at 70%.
Oh, there it is. Couldn't see it for a moment then. Sorry, that was a nice smooth video then, being interrupted because I was being bitten on the leg. Big ugly thing. bring the altitude down. We seem to have gained quite a lot of altitude. I'm being eaten alive down here, damn it. Oh, that really stung me, that one. I said, let's bring the altitude down because we've gained quite a bit of altitude. There's a telecoms wire here that I'm going to have to be careful of. We should be okay. So we're on 10.9 point something, 4.5 minute flight time. Let's bring it back in closer to me. So just so we can get ready for our landing. Just gonna have a quick check around me because we are quite low at the moment.
Battery at 60%.
Okay, definitely time to come back in now. Battery at 60%. Well, do you know what I'm most annoyed with so far today? That I've been bitten on my leg and then nearly bitten on my arm. So yeah, it seems to be holding quite well in the air. There's a guy and there's a little lad coming, so let's come back out the way a little bit. Just have a look at this gimbal. Yeah, my gimbal's not stabilizing, so the video's not going to be very good from that. I don't know why. There's a lad and his dad and his dog. Let's come down. That's what you get when you try and show off, innit? Oliver sounds like a little nightmare. Yeah, sorry. Just letting this guy get out of the way. Yeah, my gimbal doesn't seem to be stabilizing, so the video from that isn't going to be that good. I don't know what's going on there, but gimbal tuning is one of the things I need to do, so that's okay. So resting pack voltage of 11.6. Let's just go up quickly.
Waypoints received.
Drain the battery a little bit. Let's just go up to about here, go into loiter. Let's just see, oh hello helicopter. Can you see that? There it is. Yeah, the gimbal's not stabilizing. I don't know why. So getting battery at 50%. We're getting about 10 volts at the moment now. It's going down to about 9.9. Oh, it's police helicopter. Hello, police. Yeah, so this is doing pretty well. So I think I've finally got all the hardware issues ironed out with this now. So it's flying fairly well. Flight controller seems to be doing an okay job. I'm getting a horrific stench of drains here. That's pretty awful. Now what I need to do is definitely look at that gimbal. That gimbal is not right. That is definitely not right. And I can start looking at tuning rates and PIDs and stuff like that now, which is good. And I should probably look at balancing my props and stuff like that as well. But, okay, cool. I'm gonna land now. And I'm gonna call it a day. So, thanks for watching. See you next time. Get off me.